You joined me at the perfect time as my cat is climbing. Yeah? Hi. Isn't she adorable? Isn't she precious? She's adorable. I love you, Momo. Anyway, we're here to finally answer what I've been down this rabbit hole. I've literally been probably looking at it for an hour now. Just searching up other ad. What are you? Yeah. What are you doing? You dork. You dork. She's in her silly mood. I don't understand why she just. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we're finally going the what is sun, moon, and rising. Three-part or four-part or whatever. Oh my god, I didn't wake up till one. Um, okay, thanks, Kat. Anyway, we already know what sun is. Sun is your basic zodiac sign, the sign you're born under, which for me is Leo, but it went deeper. They're way deeper. Way, way deeper than I was ever expecting, anticipating, or it led to a freaking free mini reading that took me, that I dissected and went over in the last video, which was over 2 hours. Jeez. I was out there for over 2 hours last night. Just freaking ate a bug for you people. Fought a bug for you people. She didn't get to see that one. But you guys see the bug fly in my mouth. Jesus. Anyway, he's not right, Mom. Yeah. Um. So before the free mini reading, I already found out what my moon and ascendant rising sign is. But first, let's talk a little bit about it. Basic zodiac information on the moon and the ascendant slash rising. So your moon sign and rising sign give an in-depth look at what makes you tick. They're determined by not just your birthday, but also the place you were born and the exact time of your birth, which I actually do know. It's 11 a.m. sharp. Simply, your sun sign rules your personality. It's your soul. Your moon sign rules your emotional core. It's your heart. And your rising sign rules your outer appearance. It's your book cover. Your moon sign reveals your inner self. It can give you insight into the way you handle your emotions and fears. It can also give you insight into the way you love and feel. The moon also governs your moods. Have you ever met someone with your same sun sign and found that person to be nothing like you? Probably have different moon signs. When you go home after a long day, get into your PJs and crash on that couch, this is when your moon sign comes out and it is unguarded you. The version of yourself that is closest to and your subconscious. It in times of significant stress, your moon sign can actually reveal itself. During trying times, your actions are influenced by emotion and instinct to the side of you that you normally keep hidden. It can suddenly come to the surface and conflict with your usual outward personality. This can make you feel like you aren't acting like yourself, but in these cases, you might be more yourself than you think. Your moon sign also makes itself known when in your intimate relationships. It can determine how you love and whether or not love is important to you. It can even play a role in the type of people you are attracted to. Scorpio, an intense, passionate sign, may be attracted to fiery, sensual types. Taurus, a steady and balanced sign, needs stability that can be Attracted to the strong silent types. Sagittarians need freedom. Aquarians can be unemotional and detached. Tells you about a book. You can also search for moon sign compatibility in romantic relationships. And the only astrology book you'll ever need. Yeah, that's good. Your rising sun, also known as your ascendant, represents the way others see you, your general impression on people, and your spontaneous reactions. It reflects the zodiacal sign that was ascending on the eastern horizon the moment you were born. Until the early 20th century, the ascendant rather than the sun was the dominant indicator of one's nature. Meaning, until the early 20th century, people looked at their rising sign and not their sun sign. So, upon meeting you, people will interact with your rising sign. Does the way people describe you puzzle you? Well, that's because it's hard to see what others see. You may project yourself. What you project may not be how you see yourself at all. If you feel nervous and anxious inside, yet everybody sees you as calm and laid back, your rising sign may be dramatically different from your moon or sun sign. Your rising sign is so outward it can even influence your physical characteristics and mannerisms. Those with an Aries ascendant most likely walk quickly, have broad shoulders, and are prone to headaches and sinus problems. Those with a Gemini rising are often tall and slender with dark hair. Virgo ascendants may have weak chins, but they have big brains. Librans are often good looking, and Scorpios often have piercing eyes. Since the ascendant is specific to certain time and places and represents the environment you were born into, it often reflects your childhood and upbringing. It's during this time. Oh, why am I yawning so much? Did I get that tired and all that research I did before starting the video? Jesus Christ. We learn how to navigate society and how to present ourselves to the world. If you were conditioned to present yourself as something contrary to who you actually are, your ascendant can function as a shield and obfuscates your real nature. In fact, many astrologers view the ascendant as a mask. Is that even a weird? Is that a real word? I'll be damned, that is a real word. Obfuscate. Render obscure, unclear, or unintelligible. Okay. So, obscure your real nature. We could just say obscure. Um, and the rising sign calculator. So, understanding our sun, moon, and rising signs and how they interact with each other gives us a more complex astrological profile. If you want to get even deeper, you can have your chart done and figure out what houses all your planets are in, which will give you more revealing and probably more truthful answers to what your sign question. So, I did a lot of research on two sites in particular. Um, one of them was Lunarium, which is where I did a lot of research, but this isn't where I figured out my rising ascendant. It only has your moon and sun. But there's like a bunch of other stuff on here I dived into. And the other site was your Astro Sofa horoscope. AstroSofa.com. And they both do the same thing, put in a name. The name technically just it really has no use other than just displaying it for the result's sake. but your birthday, your time of birth, and the city you were born in, which it should be city and state because there's multiple cities. City names are duplicated quite a bit. And then over here to the side, it's just for other things where it's like the ascendant version of each zodiac. So I guess that leads me into the reveal. I was born July 29th, 1996 at 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Today, this is May 9th. Yeah, that's right. I did do this on May 9th. On May 19th, on my sister's birthday, just at like really, really early in the morning. So today I would be 9,426 days old. I don't know if I like that. My zodiac sign is Leo. 10th house. My ascendant rising sign is Libra. It does not have a house. My moon sign is Capricorn, 4th house. By the way, I have no idea what the house is at all. I don't know what the house means, what it does, what its functions are for. I didn't dive quite that far. My Mercury sign is Leo, 11th house. My Venus sign is Gemini, 9th house. My Mars sign is Cancer, 9th house. My Jupiter sign is Capricorn, 4th house. So the same as my moon. Saturn is Aries, 7th. Uranus is Aquarius, 4th house. Neptune, Capricorn, 4th house. That's a third Capricorn. Pluto, Sagittarius, 2nd house. My first house is Libra. My second house is Scorpio. My third house is Sagittarius. My fourth house, Inumcoli, Capricorn. My fifth house is Aquarius. My sixth house is Pisces. My seventh house, Descendant, is Aries. My eighth house is Taurus. My ninth house is Gemini. My 10th house, Midheaven, is Cancer. My 11th house is Leo, and my 12th house is Virgo. Again, I don't know what the houses mean. I don't know what the midheaven means. I don't know what the descendant means. Like, I've read the terms, like, it's like a basic thing, but nobody really went in depth onto it, and I didn't really look up the terms in terms of astrology. So, I have no idea what any of that means, and I only know that on the site, because the chart it gives you, it only links to moon, rising, and zodiac. So you can click on the Leo and it'll take you to a description of your zodiac Leo. Click on the Libra and it'll take you to a description of rising Libra. Click on the moon and it'll take you to a description of moon Capricorn, for me specific. So I am a Leo sun, Libra rising. They've got like taglines and stuff for this, and it's like interesting, and it's catchy, and it makes you interested to read further. And in fact, the pictures I use from these thumbnails are from this site. I saved the pictures from the Moon Capricorn, the Leo Ascendant, because I like the picture, and the Libra Ascendant. So it says right here, Leo Sun, Libra Rising, the Beauty Queen, the Leo who puts beauty first. Which, I mean, kind of, if you're talking about my hair in specific, yeah, it's not that far off. Here the Sun and Venus meet. In Greek mythology, the Sun is represented by the god Apollo, while Venus is represented by the goddess of love, Aphrodite. They're half siblings. Everything about Apollo is warmth, light, music, poetry, and healing, while everything about Aphrodite is love and sensuality. Both Leo and Libra are social signs. They're masculine, and Leo is a fixed fire sign, while Libra is a cardinal air sign. The fixed, cardinal, and mutable, and the whole fire, water, earth, air. I did read about that stuff. I went that deep at least. So I know what fixed means. I know what cardinal means. I know what mutable means. The fire, water, air, earth. I know what all of those have to do with in relation of the signs. There's even masculine and feminine. Like I think fire and Libra are both masculine and Capricorn is feminine, or something like that. They're good for one another and naturally make an exile to one another. One of the best aspects in astrology. This Leo needs balance and a lot of love in their lives, as well as beauty and harmony. In fact, they may be obsessed with staying youthful and beautiful. They're exceptionally charming and will usually attract many friends and possibly remarry a few times in their life. Um, as somebody who's a hopeless romantic and does not do well single, kind of always wants to be in a relationship, doesn't want to rush it. What I mean by that is I don't want to just put myself in a relationship to be in a relationship. Like, I don't want to get into a relationship I don't think isn't worth it, isn't viable just to be in one, or isn't worth trying. I'm not just going to say yes to anybody who comes up to me and asks me out just because I'm single and I want to be in a relationship. No, I will get to know you first, or if I already know you pretty well when you ask me out, and I think like you enough, then yeah, I'd say yes. But even like right now, my mind is so fixated on one girl that if anybody asked me out, I'd have to have like a strong, like innate affinity towards them to even say yes, because my mind is so fixated on one girl, on this one girl, that in my mind I don't want to be with anyone else aside from her. That's just how my mind's working right now. So yeah, we do need love. Not necessarily the sensuality kind. Emotionally kind. Yeah, sure. Uh, saying youthful and beautiful. I mean, I like looking good. I don't think I focus on it too much. I think I'm charming to a degree. I think I'm charming when I want to be. But I also have this attitude where I just don't care. So it's like if I see somebody and I like them, yeah, I'll put on the charm. Like when I'm around that girl I like, oh, you betcha, I'm gonna put on the charm. I don't have issues making friends, especially at a casual level. If somebody approaches me, I have no problem making friends with them, especially if there's an easy gel there, an easy mesh, which happens a lot when people are leaving the department and coming in, you get new people. How to recognize a Leo Sun Libra rising? The Leo with a Libra ascent will look like a goddess, such as Jennifer Lopez, who was born with this combination. They will always look sensual, sexy, and good. They will be extremely good looking and often have golden hair that is lush and thick, with eyes that look like the sun is radiating from them. They will be dressed immaculately, always look amazing and have a great smile, and can be curvy in form and always smell good. They age well. Okay, I mean, whether I look good or not, like at a base standpoint, whether I look attractive or not, is up to subjective opinion. I'm not gonna say I'm sexy and really good looking. I think I'm not bad looking. I don't think I'm ugly by any means, but I don't think I'm a goddess. I don't think I'm God. I think I'm I think I'm okay, right? Humbly, I want to say 6, right? Realistically, I'm probably a 7.5 on a good day. You know, I obviously don't have golden hair. My eyes are brown with a green ring, so I don't know if that's radiating sun enough. I'm dressed immaculately. No, not really. I don't always look amazing. Smile's a smile. curvy. Like, how do you can you define curvy for a guy? I don't know. It always smell good. I've been told otherwise. Um, I mean, I've lived with myself for so many years that I don't really smell anything. Maybe I just don't put on deodorant. Not deodorant. I put on deodorant. Maybe I just don't put on cologne enough, and they age well. I've been told I age well. I mean, I'm 25. I've been told I look good for my age. I mean, aside from the massive bags underneath my eyes. Leo Sun, Libra Rising career. This combination calls for careers of wedding planner or events organizer, caterer, children's party decorator, home interior decorator, fashion designer, as well as actor or singer. They always have vivid imaginations which they can bring the material world of their careers. The future is great for them. Pisces ruler sixth house of everyday work, so there is no limit to what they're able to do. They genuinely can affect the masses and are seen as kind and genuine and with a huge creative flair. They need a lot of diversity. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and anything related to beauty and the arts and nature appeals to them. They will definitely be drawn to music and are completely free spirits, often liking to work near water, especially the ocean. They will also be great makeup artists. I like organizing. I like planning stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to make a career as a wedding planner. Realistically, I probably could be an event organizer or a planner in some way, shape, or form, but I don't have the passion for that or like an initiative to want to do that. Acting and theater, stuff I've always been intrigued by and interested by, but it's really hard to get into or even break into. So it's like, I'd rather stick to my creative writing and art. I am seen as kind of genuine with the creative flair. Uh, I like music, but I don't think the water part is accurate. Um, Health. This person needs to always look beautiful. That is one of their main concerns when it comes to health. Therefore, they will make immaculate care of their bodies and face with creams. No, no, I don't. No surgery. I ain't doing surgery. Swimming's fine. Uh, Water therapy, massage, yoga, spiritual meditation. Never done any of that. Recreational drugs, cigarettes, and alcohol can become addictions. It is very important for this person to avoid substances at all costs, as their intake will lead to loss of control and possible paranoia. Yeah, no issue there. Don't care about drugs, cigarettes, or alcohol. Leo Sun, Libra Rising, love. This Leo always needs love in their life, which is true. Kind of stated that I'd like to be in relationships. Granted, I'm not dumb and I'm not going to jump into one that's an automatic failure just because I need company. I'm going to wait for the right person or somebody I know, even if it kills me. This leader, their lives are dull without it. They love romance and Shakespeare fairy tale of Romeo and Juliet really speaks to them, for they would die for their partners and die without them. They will often remarry a few times. Okay, that's the part I don't want. Like, here's the thing: when it comes down to it, I don't want to marry someone with the intents of it never working out. Which I'm sure, there's some cases where it can't be helped and it just happens and you drift apart. And what seemed like a great idea to get married at this time turned into hindsight's 2020. Um, I definitely don't want to be one of those people who have to remarry a lot. I'd like ideally, like in the cosmic journal or whatever, I'd like to, obviously get in a relationship with a girl I have a crush on and stay with her for the rest of my life. I like her and I want to see what kind of life I could build with her if it's feasible. I mean, obviously, if I get with her and I see it's not working out, then obviously, you know, you tried, right? You didn't marry There's that. Why do I have so many random cuts? Aries rules their seventh house of romance, relationships, and marriages. So they prefer partners that are go-getters and physically fit. They enjoy passionate partners that bring a lot of excitement to their life. Yes, I mean, to a degree, I kind of need somebody who's a go-getter to get me out of the house because I don't want to leave the house on my own accord. So I need somebody who's willing to drag me by the ear and pull me out of the house. I mean, if they got to be physically fit to do it, then so be it. But still, um, they attract all the other fire signs. Sagittarians bring travel, risk, and adventure into their lives, while Aries brings a lot of sexual excitement. I'm good on that one. Of course, Leo works as well, and they might start having children together at a young age. In fact, a Leo is a wonderful match as there is so much understanding. So, Leo, is that what you're saying? It's interesting. Aquarians, Geminis, and Libras are all good matches. Cancers, Virgos make good friends. They find Pisceans romantic, sexually satisfying, and fun to be with. Scorpios can work, although there may be tension at times. Capricorns are very serious about this combination, and there's commonality with Taurians who are ruled by Venus. So here's the thing. I may not know the signs of all my exes, and I may not. In fact, let me just bring it up real fast. Because I know some of my exes' birthdays, but I don't remember all of them. Over here, chart. Same thing with friends. You know, same thing with friends. Like my best friend. Oh, he's a Cancer, and they said uh, Cancers make great friends. It's true. It's true. My best friend is a Cancer. My other best friend is an Aquarius. Yeah, instead of Virgos. Do I have any Virgo friends? August 23rd, September 22nd. I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I have any friends there. Um, but my first ever big relationship was with an Aquarius, so that makes sense there. Um, Pisces. Amber was a Pisces. Let's see. Capricorn. Dated a Capricorn for 2 years. What is it about Capricorn? Very serious about this combination. There's commonality between us. So Capricorns are very serious. Okay. Um, I just not realize something. That makes sense. Yeah. Uh, this is a big reason why it didn't work out with Pisces. Being romantic, sexually satisfying, and fun to be with, but I'm not a very sexual person. Um, so I don't think I've dated another fire sign. I don't think I've dated an Aries. I don't think I've dated a Sagittarius. I don't think I've dated any other Leos. November 2nd to December 21st. It was Aries. March 21st to April 19th. I've dated a Cancer. I remember that. There's a bunch of exes. I have no idea what the birthdays are. Who knows? I mean, I'm pretty much just, I'm good in one way, shape, or form with any combination and can probably make anything work out. I will say this: my crush is a Gemini, so there's that. And it says Geminis are good matches. That's a good sign. Should start the day. This person needs to wake up in stillness with a lot of cleanliness and harmony. So keep clean, clutter, yada yada yada, candles. Say workout, yeah, morning workout, hot baths and stuff. Um, a light to medium breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. Yeah, and then it just goes over famous Leo Librians like Jennifer Lopez, Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, Dua Lipa, Roman Polanski, uh, Tom Brady, Joe Jonas, Hayden Panettiere, Rose Byrne, and, H.P. Lovecraft. Okay, then after that, you get into Leo. The strong willed Leo, self confident, creative, and Leos have an innate charm. They're accommodating, emotional, and wise. Even the outer appearance, clothing, the way they wear it, move, show that the person is Leo. If all humans are worms, then Leos are fireflies. So they stand out from the crowd. They do not come, they appear. Leos like to show themselves and are therefore born actors. Leo are generous, open, and polite. They radiate warmth and security. But beware, the cuddly cat should not fool you. It prefers to remain aloof. Male Leos are demonstrative leaders who are significantly different from the other two fire signs. The zodiac Leo is an elected leader. The Sagittarius is a appointed leader, and usually only at a later date, the Aries first develops leadership and seizes power. So that's what it was, being a born leader and appointed leader. That's what it was. Um, System of operation and do everything with care and thoroughness. Leaders like to do a lot of work by themselves since they believe someone else could not do it as well as they do. Yeah, the ego. They have something in mind, they realize it through broad affirmation and constant reflection. They are accused of absolutism since they believe they're the only ones to possess knowledge. Moreover, what they want must necessarily be done, so they can be extremely stubborn and rarely adhere to current views. Their opinion is firm and they do not accept changes except to change ideas since they are very proud. Therefore, you should help them abandon their opinion without losing their face. Leos do their work very ethic. Leos either do their work either very well or not at all. The way they work can cause them not to finish on time, which is why the zodiac sign is sometimes considered lazy. Leos are more entertainers in life than champions. Nevertheless, they're very courageous and eager to work. And when they lead, they do steering, and everyone knows where the journey is going. Which, I do find somewhat true to me. I am an entertainer. I like to be more entertaining than anything, but if I have to be courageous, I will. These are self-confidence, creative, independent, optimistic, heroic, kind-hearted, generous, loyal, honest, distinguished, characterful, and dignified. Weaknesses, they tend to be boastful, vain, presumptuous, overbearing, autocratic, uh, pleasure-seeking. No, who's autocrat? No. Absolute power. Okay. Wasteful and insecure. Okay, that's a bunch of Leos. All right. And that was from Astrosofa, and this one is from Lunarium. It says Sun in Leo, degree 6.48. People with the Sun in the same degree, which you click on it, recognize none of the names. Sun in Leo is warm and generous, always ready to support and inspire other people. This kind of personality very often has something regal about it, some kind of natural pride and dignity. But on the other hand, people with Sun and Leo are very sensitive to criticism and any expressions of doubt regarding their high virtues. They often have their own creative way of doing things and they desperately need to feel loved and appreciated. like a cat. To be surrounded by loving people, at times they can be stubborn and naive like a child. Okay, thanks. I guess I am childlike. Yeah, this is gonna be another long one, I guess. Um, Libra ascendant, a naturally charming friend. People with Libra ascendant are blessed with natural charm. They live for encounters and exchanges with others and enjoy the beauty in their environment because they are pleasant to interact with. Making new friends is easy for them. Yes and no. I do have a natural charm. It is easy for me to make friends, but I do not live for encounters and exchanges unless it is with my crush. Caveat. Libras are primarily happy, friendly, and can have a balanced approach to life, but they can be hesitant to commit because of their fear of being disliked. Yeah, you don't want to ask the girl out because you're afraid she's going to like you like that. Very hesitant because they're just significantly afraid if she doesn't like you like that. Harmonious interactions between people is particularly important to the Libra. They often intervene and take the role of mediator in conflicts between coworkers, friends, family. People recognize their diplomatic skills and often seek them out for balanced opinions. However, if they are in a dispute, they tend to avoid the problem altogether instead of finding a balanced resolution because they seek balance in all things. They tend to give in quickly and abandon their own point of views for the sake of harmony. Their own needs and desires are usually left behind for fear of pushing others away. Yeah, yeah, that hits hard. That one hits hard. Like so far, the sentence kind of me to a T, and very much the mediator, just like my mother. So that's true. Yeah. But when it comes to me, it's like I don't take any of my advice. There is no mediator. I'm just like, whatever, dude. Think what you think. I'm gonna drop this because I don't want any more conflict here. And even in relationships, I will throw my own needs and desires out the window because I'm afraid of pushing the one I love away by wanting to do something they don't necessarily like or want me to do. Hence why I stopped YouTube for like a little over half a year. Libra ascendant people find it hard to make decisions. Feel called out here. They take a long time to weigh the pros and cons for a long time, and therefore avoid taking a clear position. Libra ascendants must learn to assert their point of views and defend their wants and needs, which I still need to do. Professionally, you can often find Libra ascendants in the artistic field. They enjoy fashion, design, literature, and the visual arts field, where aesthetics and harmony play a significant role in love. It is easy for them to get to know people, or get to know new people. They get attached. They attach great importance to openness, honesty, and of course, harmony. Yeah, it is easy for me to get to know people. It always boggles me how easy it is. Um, Especially if they open up first. It makes it so much easier for me to just get to know someone like that. But I typically wait for them to, more often times than not, I wait for them to say the first thing. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just get right to it. And yeah, the professional part, where they enjoy fashion, design, literature, and visual arts. I love drawing. I love literature. I love designing. Fashion, not so much, but I get the relation. Strengths and Libra ascendants. The corresponding descendants in Aries is like their fiery counterpart. Libra ascendants have the opportunity to learn to be more sure of their decisions and stand up for themselves in this lifetime. Yeah. So working on it. They are graceful, modest, amiable, cuddly, cheerful, optimistic, idealistic, helpful, selfless, generous, merciful, and often correct. I don't know why, I just find that last part funny. I will say, growing up knowing just Leo and you see Leo, and I see a lot of contradictions. And then reading the Libra ascendant thing, and then combining that with Leo makes makes so much more sense about zodiacs and how it relates to your own zodiac. Weakness. They're usually lighthearted, reckless, comfortable, gullible. They can be addicted to consumption and cleaning, in need of luxury, wasteful, helpless, moody. They are easy to influence. They cannot decide, prefer to avoid disputes, and give in too quickly. Yeah, a lot of that too. I mean, I would say this: graceful. No, I stumble over my words too much. While I am athletic, I would not say it's graceful because then it's toned. Modest, yeah. Amiable, sure. Cuddly, yeah. Cheerful on the outside. Optimistic when it comes to others. Idealistic, yeah. Helpful, selfless, generous, merciful, and often correct. Yes, I do way too much research to be wrong about stuff. I get wrong, I immediately research it and I correct it, and there you go. Um, Lighthearted, sure. Reckless, my accents speak for itself. Comfortable, big reason why my last relationship failed. Gullible, kind of goes into the cannot decide as well as the prefer to avoid disputes and give in too quickly because you cannot decide. Which again, yeah, influence. Wasteful, helpless, true. The addiction to consumption and cleaning is not true. The need of luxury, kind of not. I'm a little more modest that I don't technically need luxury, but it's not bad. Alright. The moon in Capricorn. The moon in the sign of Capricorn makes you sensitive, warm, and driven towards professional success. Purposeful Capricorn moon. A moon in Capricorn gives you wanting to achieve the finer things in life and achieve a sense of self-made greatness, but because your work takes precedence, this leaves no time for your feelings that want to be preceded. Instead, you hold back and hide, have the placement, and also leave you feeling inadequate. If you don't feel like the ultimate authority on a subject, remember that it's okay to go back and polish your skills to remain a person that people look for to guidance. Look to for guidance. I said that completely wrong. Ungraceful of me. Therefore, people often think that Capricorns are born aloof and are somewhat cold, but in the contrary, this is not the case. Capricorn moons are passionate and warm people. They only show this side to people who have worked hard and won their trust. Trust is an essential factor into the Capricorn moon, and it isn't easy to win. People may often think you are cold or aloof because you don't express your true feelings unless you can be sure you know the people you are talking with. It's typical to hide when you feel exposed. Just remember those around you encourage you to express outwardly. There's a lot of half stuff here. You know, self-made greatness. You know, I want to be an author. So, yeah, but my work takes precedence, and because my work takes precedence, I hide my feelings, which makes me feel inadequate, which is not half true. I do hide my feelings from everyone else, but not because my work takes precedence. Because I don't want them to feel bad for me. Simple as that. I don't want them to worry about me. It's as simple as that. Again, yeah, I don't tell people my emotional shit just outright. Only when I like them or I feel like I've gotten to know them on a better level will I open more up. You know that life is not a game. It's serious, and we find it hard to cope with life's daily trials and tribulations. So leaning on your support system is critical. Capricorn's moon fight Capricorn's moon fight against insecurity with an and strive for success. Comfort comes from material resources are plenty, and gradually achieving your goals comes through hard work and patience. Even a relationship is not easy for you to show your feelings because it requires a lot of trust in others, and you might suspect others don't take it as seriously as you do. However, it's important to remember that we all put in hard work to be loved and accepted, so giving someone a chance would be in your best interest. Again, I don't hide my feelings in a relationship because I don't trust them, or because I suspect they're not taking it seriously, which I do it again because I don't want them to worry about me. I want them to focus on their shit and not have to worry about me. I can worry about myself. They need to focus on themselves. And once they are better, once they feel they are really good, then maybe I might be more willing to open up about my insecurities and issues and demons and whatever. Moon in Capricorn continued as the Luminarian. Lunarium? What? Lunarium. I don't know why I can't say that right. It says Moon Capricorn people are serious, responsible, cautious, organized, ambitious, likes order, appreciates social status, hates irresponsibility and sloppiness. I will say those last three, not really. I do like order. I do have ambition. I do like organization. I am very cautious. Serious and responsible are kind of like on the edge. I have my serious and responsible moments, but I wouldn't say I'm the most serious or the most responsible, if that makes sense. Capricorn is a cold, dry sign, and the moon feels rather bleak here, hence the attitude towards life typical for the moon and Capricorn, serious and always watchful. I am watchful, that's true. These people like to take different precautionary measures as if putting barriers between themselves and the surrounding world. Men with the moon Capricorn can grow a beard in order to look older and more considerate with their peers, while women may look more serious and impregnable. Just for you. Yeah, I'm looking at you people who are finding that word funny. It means unable to be captured or broken into. So they look like you can't break them, essentially. Strong, sturdy. I don't know why they didn't just look more serious and strong than the situation at hand requires. The moon and Capricorn individuals are always ready to shut their door when they see an unwanted visitor. Yeah, that's true. I feel that. These people like to plan or schedule in their life, which is true. Organized, yeah. Everything has its own place, space, and time. True. Yeah, they feel themselves alright. When everyone around has and knows their rank and status. Don't care. When everything is stipulated officially in such an environment, they will be reliable, industrious, and obliging. So, I mean, maybe that will change with age, but right now I do not give a damn if anyone knows my rank or status. I'm not going to shove it on people either. And on the contrary, less suitable for them is an environment where everyone is acting as they see fit. I would not care. That doesn't sound too bad. That would be like short-term thing. Where there are no definite rules and order in such an environment, the new Capricorn folk become clumsy, awkward, and inefficient. To restore their energy, significant stress, these individuals need to kind of push off other people to feel distant, separated from them. They can quite unexpectedly bring the emotional atmosphere to a point of freezing just because they feel themselves not very comfortable. They want to feel their own firm and reliable step of the social ladder under their feet, which will always belong to them no matter what. I mean, the first sentence, yes. Everything after that, maybe, they can quite unexpectedly bring the emotional atmosphere to a point of freezing just because they don't feel comfortable. Okay, maybe that one, but the last thing is no, not really. And this is about order. There's nothing in that one that I really relate to. Can give a body the vitality of which is a bit low low, as well as the level of energy is lower than usual. Oh, yeah, I feel that. Feel that hardcore. Hence the inclination to congestion and hypostasis. These people should have enough mineral salts with their food, otherwise their bones could become weak and fragile. What is hypostasis? The inclination of fluid or blood in the lower parts of their body or organs under the influence of gravity. Okay. Oh, is that why my lung partially collapsed and I had inflammation in the stomach? Influence of gravity. So yeah, that's a brief description of Leo, Leo Libra, sun rising, Leo in general, um, Libra rising in general, or Libra ascendant, and a moon in Capricorn. But there's other stuff that affects, like out of bounds planets that were out of bounds when you were born, and sometimes they come back or whatever. It's weird. According to this, only Mars was out of bounds when I was born, but Mars ceased to be out of bounds when I turned 16. And no other planet has gone out of bounds or anything since. And then there's Mercury. So Mercury in astrology is responsible for intellect, communication, and ability to handle information. It can help to understand a person's preferred learning style. For example, one person prefers facts and numbers, while the other one will better understand images and emotions. There are a number of astrologer factors that influence the way Mercury works for a particular person. First is important to consider the sign of the zodiac in which Mercury was situated at birth. Then we should take into account whether Mercury is direct or retrograde, or maybe it is stationary. Stationary Mercury can give especially strong intellectual abilities. Steve Jobs. As for retrograde Mercury, I have an article about it. Mercury can be fast, in which case the person thinks too quickly or superficially, or slow, and therefore prone to taking time but thinking deeper. Mercury can also change direction later in life in secondary progression. It can become retrograde if it was direct, or become direct if it was retrograde. And declination Mercury can be out of bounds, and there's an article about out of bounds, so you can kind of just went over a little bit. It can also be celestial, equator, or close to it, which makes the tributes of Mercury very important and prominent in a person's life. In addition, Mercury can be Prometheus or Epimetheus. I am yet to write a detailed article about this, but basically Prometheus is proactive and curious. It goes ahead in search of new knowledge and experience, while Epimetheus is systemizing, comparing, and evaluating the information obtained by Prometheus. Mercury's distance from the sun can also be an important factor. If it is very close, it can become combust. And so combust, it might not be an efficient, self-sufficient tool anymore. It will be only a part of the person's ego and creativity, which might not be bad after all. But if it is very close, it can be in the heart of the sun, giving the person stellar intellectual abilities. So my Mercury sign for my birthday and day and time of birth, Leo, 25 degrees, 1 something. So according to this, bright ideas, creative thinking, likes to give presentations and speak from the stage. That's not true at all. I might have to learn how to do that one day, but it makes me nervous and anxious as hell. Speaks loudly and confidently, tries to make an impression. I have a very soft-spoken voice, so I have to speak loudly in order for anybody to hear me. Confidently, depends on what I'm talking about, for sure. Can be a great teacher because can easily find a common language with children. I do work well with children. I learned that over the years. Learn best by playing and improvising. If I don't have anybody to show me. Ability to entertain, to raise people's mood by telling funny stories and jokes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's me to a T. Hates routine and boredom. Who doesn't hate boredom? Routine? I'm fine with routine. Mercury is not out of bounds. Declination, speed. So that's what the one was. It's speed. My Mercury is direct. Distance from the sun. Mercury is Epimetheus, which was somebody who, systemizing, comparing, and evaluating, which explains why I like lists so much. It really does. Apparently, when I'm 36 years old in 7 months, I will go from direct to retrograde. And when I am 59 years old, in 1 month, I will go back to direct. So that's weird. It is what it is, It somewhat makes sense. Someone adds more to the lore that is my personality, I guess you could say, adding up. What are you made of? The balance of the elements and the qualities is one of the simplest approaches to interpreting the birth details of a person, and yet it can be surprisingly revealing. There can surely be different approaches to evaluating this balance. The particular algorithm used in this app only takes into account the natal planets from the Sun to Pluto. It also sends different weights to different groups of planets. The luminaries, the Sun, and the Moon get 4 points. The personal planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, get 3. Social planets, Jupiter and Saturn, get 2, whereas Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto only get 1. So only Jupiter and Saturn. Interpretations only appear for those factors, and they're stronger or weaker than the average. For example, the amount of fire in your profile is average, you won't see anything about it, but if they're stronger or weaker than average, you will. It might be interesting to ponder your so-called synthetic sign. It is the sign of your zodiac at the intersection of your strongest element and quality. It can often be your sun sign or moon sign. It's so unsurprising, but occasionally it can be something very different and thought-provoking. Okay, that I still have not figured out. I looked up that one, actually, synthetic sign, and I could not find out how to figure it out, how to work it out, how to figure out what you can do to tell what it is. Because I don't know. And then it just, tells you, like, where the planets were. And all that stuff, the planets' positions at birth, or whatever the numbers do. And then you're balancing modes and qualities. Like I said, if you're a 6, 7, average, 8, 9, 10, great. Anything less than 6, so 5 and under, weak. So fire, earth, air, water. My fire is 10, my earth is 7, and my air and water are 4 and 3. My cardinal is a 12. How is it a 12? My fixed is 8, and my mutable is 4. So, I already went over that. I guess, so the average values for elements are 6 and 7. And for the qualities, it's 8 and 10. So my fixed is average, and my earth is average. The element is strong in your profile. If your points for an element are above the average, the element is strong, and the more points, the stronger it is. Even if the number of points is less than the average, the element is weak, and the lesser, the weaker. The same is true about the qualities. So anything above 10 is strong, and 8 is strong, but less than 8. So 7, if this was 7, would be considered weak. Alright. My fire is strong. The first part just talks about them having energy and stuff, being very serious with obstacles and like the periods of bad luck and derail them. On a physical level, it gives an accelerated metabolism, propensity to hot and spicy food, which I love hot and spicy food. I do have a good metabolism, as well as to inflammatory disease. high temperature and sweating. I don't sweat a whole lot. I do have high temperatures. My average temperature is higher than the normal person. It's like almost borderline having a fever. It's like 98 point something. And you're like supposed to be like 97 point something. No, I was like cool. I was always 97 and 98 point something. Yeah, I already told you about the inflammation of the stomach. The emotional level, warmth, passion, ardor. I've heard that word before. It's been a hot minute. Enthusiasm. So it just means enthusiasm, passion. Desire to warm up to another person and to share with him or her one's optimism or prominence. So to prove to someone else that we're optimistic. You can literally say about a person with strong fire is that he or she is hot. On an intellectual level, it gives idealism. In any situation, this person succeeds as the idea and gets happy like a child that succeeds, and often forgetting about the practical side of the issue. Alright, the element of air is weak, which makes the person struggle to establish contact with others. We may be clever, but nobody realizes it because we're hard to engage in communication. Like an astronaut in the vacuum of outer space, people lacking the element of air feel themselves isolated and need assistance from others. Yeah, thanks. Weak water manifests in lack of imagination. It can erect around the person the boundaries of dry, realistic schemes, depriving him or her emotional support, and intuitive rapport with others. Okay, the lack of imagination part isn't true, but everything else. Cardinal quality is strong. Strong cardinal is typical for initiators, generator of ideas, people making the first step in a new direction. I do have a lot of ideas, but I'm not an initiator. Acute, suddenly emerging health problems are typical for cardinal people. Periodictitis proved that. But leave behind a significant trace. Without leaving behind a significant trace. That makes sense. The partial lung thing was like out of nowhere, but it was like, hey man, might not have any issues with this in the future. Same thing with the periodictitis. I don't think I'm going to get it again, but time will tell. The impulse that prompts cardinal people to take an action usually comes from within and it arises in their mind, and so the cardinal quality is sometimes also called mental. On one hand, this way of motivation is beneficial since cardinal people are very independent, but on the other hand, there is also a hidden weakness as cardinal people's actions are usually poorly connected with reality. Another fundamental weakness of these people is that they are unable to continue what was started. For this, they need assistance from people representing the other two qualities, the fixed people in the first place. So, yeah, it would be nice to have somebody to push me to continue the stuff I started, and I'd be able to finish along my Let's Plays if my PS4 wasn't being a piece of crap and overheating with every little game. It's annoying, but it is what it is. The mutable quality is weak, and this indicates that the person poorly understands the real-life conditions and is not able to maneuver and find the path of least resistance. Oh, so it means you're literally choosing all the hard roads. It's like, yeah, this sign says road construction ahead, and this one says traffic might be slow. Let's go through the construction. Kind of what that says right there. And that's like all the research. And I was kind of curious because Leo's a fixed sign, so I was a little curious why my cardinal sign was so high. Well, it's because both my rising sign and my moon sign, Capricorn and Libra, are cardinal signs. And the fire might be highest of the elements because Leo's my main sign. But Leo is a fixed sign, so that's why fixed is an 8. So because fixed is average, I won't know one way or another that it's an issue. Same thing with Earth. I won't know Earth is an issue one way or another because it's average. I won't notice it because it's just naturally there. But I'll notice the fire because I'll have a more heightened intensity to it than other people. And I'll notice the lack of air and water because I'll see other people with the heightened warmth that I'm missing. Same thing with a mutable and the cardinal. I'll see my cardinal because I'll see that I have the higher affinity for it than other people, and I'll see that I have a lack of the mutable in myself that I see other people having. So that's basically what's getting at there. So, if there's, we've learned a lot here about myself as a Leo, Libra, rising, Capricorn, Moon person. It's an interesting journey, but it's a long journey. Over what, 3 hours of content here, just me going into astrology, just because I didn't know what sun, moon, and rising was. I eventually learned what sun was your base one, but it was still like what's moon and rising, and now I know. And if you remember, there was that Facebook post. So, we go back to my best friend here. Scroll down until we find it. They post a lot. Frogs, come on. By the way, the same friend is the one that posts a lot of the astrology stuff. Got it close to it. Come on. That was fast. Literally paused it for a couple seconds, then found it like 5 seconds later. So, sun, moon, rising. In case you don't remember, I read it a while ago. This, you can read it. You can read it from there. You can pause it. I turn my brightness down so you can read it. So I am coming to collect your teeth. I deserve your credit card number. I radiate chewed Polly Pocket dress. At least it wasn't anything extremely gross. And then the other thing he posted, was about SpongeBob memes. SpongeBob aesthetic part 2. And you find your sun, your moon, your rising, you post it in the comments. And what's funny is this person, we literally have the same zodiacs in different orders. I'm a Leo, Libra rising, moon, Capricorn. They are a Libra, Leo moon, Capricorn rising. So we have the same zodiacs in different orders. But it's like SpongeBob memes, the pictures. So yeah, Leo sun, SpongeBob singing. Former. Capricorn moon. All alone. Libra rising. Throwing flowers in my friend's face. I said, damn, I'm a rock star throwing flowers into friends' faces. He was all alone at the end of the day. Or thanks they were all alone. However you look at it. So I got that. It's funny. It is what it is, though. That's who I am. Who my zodiac is, anyway. That's what my zodiac is, anyway. I'm a Leo sun, moon Capricorn, Libra, rising, ascendant, whatever you want to say. So let me know in the comments what your Leo, sun. I'm too tired for this. I'm too exhausted for this. My brain is mentally scorched from this. So in the comments, let me know what your sun is, your moon, and your rising is. I'll leave a link down below of the calculator, is what they always call it, in the description below. Hope you have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, like, comment, that'd be super special, awesome. Subscribe if you haven't. That'd really help me out. I'm sorry, this video is 1 hour and 11 minutes. 1 hour and 12 minutes. And I'm sorry, the last video was 2 hours, and the first one was 32 minutes. Very inadequate. Ta-ta.